Hi. Oh, the light is actually really good today. Hi. Hello. 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 Hi. Not so bad. All right, I'm gonna tell you a secret really quickly, right? I couldn't find my lipstick. I left it in my car. Don't do this at home. I use nail polish on my lips. I did it. I don't care who knows it. I did it. Oh yes, I did it. Put some nail polish on my... I'm not gonna lick my lips. I did this real quick. I got a bruise on my boob, by the way. I wanna try to do something. And this is actually... Alright. Okay, so this is just so people can stop. Here's my husband.
Hi.
Do you want to say hi?
Hi, people.
Anything else? If you go closer, it'll actually be a little bit brighter. You might be slightly blind. Do you want to say anything to the world on BitChute where I'm not banned and censored? Oh yeah, I fixed this, by the way. This little part came off right here.
There are no aliens in Area 51.
Thank you.
Bye. Love you.
Love you. I'm just doing that for posterity because I know a lot of you guys haven't seen my husband on camera or in pictures, and I have said that just because you don't see anybody on social media or in other places, it doesn't mean they're dead, doesn't mean that we've broken up or we're separate. We're just maybe going through things. I've been going through things, he's going through things, but we're doing it together. We are Team Fisher. We've got this. So yeah, about the nail polish that I put on my lips. We can talk about that at a different time probably. But so there you have that. And there are people that take vacations from social media, and I completely understand why. It makes total sense. I've seen my Area 51 video or not, but it went pretty good. I actually still would love to go there. We were talking about maybe taking some sort of a vacation together just to have some days. He's getting ready for work right now. Maybe if we can't do Area 51, then maybe something else. Maybe even like camping. I don't know, something that doesn't require any money because we're both kind of super broke at the moment, but we both need like a break. That means we're not a break from each other, together, internet. Maybe like go camping for a couple days or something, I don't know. But I think he needs a vacation, I think I need a vacation. It's just been a very stressful last few months and such, but my husband is still very much here. We are still very much together. Everything is great. We had a good talk this morning. Our time schedules are just pretty much like they crisscross each other. But this stuff happens. There's ebbs and flows, like I say, in life. It's like a life-death cycle, right? Like a tree. I think Will Smith said this on Oprah one time, where he said like life is, and relationships and everything all have life cycles, where like you have a lot of life, and then something will happen, and then there's a death of that time period or that situation, and then you have a rebirth. But you just have to remember when you have the death that it's gonna be hard. How does somebody even get that? I guarantee you at night I did not go like that. Although I might have. Used nail polish for lipstick. Has anybody ever tried that before? Definitely people need a break. And definitely let the person who's going through something at that time know that you're there. And you'll be there when they come back up, especially when they're down, because I know that I've needed that more than once, for sure. I don't know why he said there's no aliens. I actually did say that with my video, so that actually does make some sense. But you can go on Google Maps right now and you can see that they're empty and there's airplane hangars and runways. Do you know what I said? I think if people really want to, you know, expose everything, like expose the government, expose our darkest secrets, you should go to Washington, D.C. and go to the National Archives and raid those. Those won't get you shot. They probably will, but I'm just saying, if there's any place where you would want to raid, it should be the National Archives, because the National Archives, let me remind you, for those who aren't history nerds like I, the National Archives is where they have basically any and everything regarding America and foreign policy, anything that's been put on paper or in a photograph that has had some significance in our world over, I'd say, like the last 200 years, 300 years, however old America is. It's there in the National Archives. And they had a couple of shows, actually. I think it was on the Travel Channel. They had a couple of shows, like, not Night at the Museum, but it's called History's Mysteries or something like that, where this, it's basically the show that I should host, which is this guy goes into the museum at night and he'll pick an exhibit, or he'll pick like a stuffed zebra or something, and he'll find out some like conspiracy about that, and he'll spend 30 minutes discussing that conspiracy. You need to go there because the archives are underneath. I think there's one underneath the Smithsonian, there's one underneath the Mint, but the Mint is no longer open to the public. Wait, I got off topic. National Archives, yes. So if anybody knows about Amelia Earhart and how Amelia Earhart still to this day, we have not been able to officially confirm how she died or even that she died. At this point, I think it's kind of a given that she did. There was a photograph of her that somehow miraculously showed up, I think last year, in the National Archives, which showed Amelia sitting, and it was her, Amelia sitting at basically like this small island in Japan, watching them push her plane after they found it, proving that she in fact did land. She was on this specific island that people had been wondering about for a while, and that she did survive. And I think her partner, the person that was flying with her, was there too, because I saw him in the picture. That was in the National Archives. This is what the government said. The photo slipped through. It slipped through one of the files, one of the file cabinets, and it just appeared. Now, we can't confirm whether or not that is in fact the case. They had photo people that study photographs for credibility look at it, and they said it was in fact her. So we had certain JFK files that were recently declassified. All those files are in the National Archives. The National Archives actually is like a series of floors underground, and there's a tunnel system. It's kind of like at Disney World where they have the Segway system where you go underground, except the National Archives have like secrets and documents and photographs of things that they don't want anybody in the public to know about or see until either the time is right or somebody outsmarts them or pushes them to release it, which is why I'm thinking, if we know there's no aliens at Area 51, there's not. I'm sorry, I know, but there's really not. Go there instead. You'll get more press, number one. You'll have internet connection, number two, which is super important to me, because God knows if we can't see these happenings and we can't be there physically, we want to watch the live stream on the computer. And in DC, you know, they have prontissimo good Wi-Fi there. We can see everything happening. I'm going to tell you, they somehow announced that they were going to do a National Archives raid. I'd probably get arrested. I'd probably bring my husband. We'd both probably get arrested, but it would be so worth it. I'd finally get that mugshot. It's all about giving me edge. They have what's going on with the Bermuda Triangle is there. They definitely have who shot JFK there, Oswald. Area 51 is even there because we already know what's there. It's airplanes and bombs and chemicals. You don't need to go there. Don't waste your time. If there are aliens or if there are spacecrafts, they're in the National Archives. The second place I probably would suggest also is, but this is probably not going to work, and this is going to reveal a little bit of my hatred for France. The Louvre. Have you ever seen the Da Vinci Code? When Tom Hanks goes underground. I don't know if it was underneath the Louvre or where it was, but it was where it's where all Nostradamus' original files are being held. Go there. These are files that are separated by bulletproof glass in France underground, where they have, apparently they have like Jesus's birth certificate or something. They have a whole bunch of stuff related to Jesus. They have a whole bunch of stuff related to, you know, the Vatican, Nostradamus, even though his predictions are, you know, that's where I think you need to go. If this one doesn't go as according to plan, they should schedule the next one for the National Archives. I would do it. We can start it. But you know what? See, if you actually announce it on Facebook, though, that kind of defeats the whole purpose, because then you're going to blow your cover and just not even going to have a chance to do it. So we would have to create some sort of like underground announcement that it's going to happen, right? I think that about sums up this video. Kind of all over the place a little bit, but never a bad thing. Pretty good? Pretty good? Okay. Now everything is stable. Everything is stable. Really? Camera lens? Work in progress. We're all works in progress. And sometimes you just need a little reminder that you're not alone. You are a work in progress, and you don't have to do this alone. I think as long as we do that and we don't completely just go black, then anything really is possible. anything is possible. Just be careful who you announce these things you want to do to, because that might make it not possible. Because we live in the age of announcing our plans everywhere and broadcasting it everywhere, don't feel that you have to do that. Don't feel that progress cannot take place if you don't broadcast it to the world. There's a lot of progress taking place right now that is very, very quiet and nobody knows about it. That's actually the kind of progress I prefer. That doesn't mean you should ever, ever, ever assume anything. And usually when people assume, assumptions go to speculation. Speculation goes to gossip. Gossip goes to negativity. Because why talk about anything positive when you're gossiping? People feel that the more times they hear a truth, the more actualized it is as a truth. Not the case. Trust the stuff that you don't hear. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. There's life going on behind the scenes. There's struggles going on behind the scenes where actual progress is happening, but it slips and it falls. It was like this little dog. I know that I've shared this a couple times. There's this really cool, I think his name was Nubby. Look at the dodo and look up a story about a little boxer named Nubby. He was born with no arms, no front arms. He just literally has like little nubbins, little flippies.
One day we got a phone call. There was a boxer born with no front legs. I ran past Mark and said, I have to go pick up a boxer. He doesn't have any front legs. And he just goes, okay. And I thought to myself, I don't know if he actually heard that or not.
I really didn't. An hour or two later, she comes home with this thing. All I could think is, how the heck are we going to do this?
You're talking about a bottle baby that's 13.5 ounces.
Those little dogs like that don't survive. We're scrambling. What do we do? How do we feed him? What do we feed him? We never imagined that Nubby would get through the first night.
Our first night with Nubby was horrible. I was terrified he was going to pass away. Didn't know if he was drinking everything the way he was supposed to be drinking.
And we literally had him in a little box with a timer on it, and we get up every hour. You know, we took turns. I had twins. I'm used to taking one shift.
Nubby got through the first night.
We couldn't believe it that we got through the next night and then the next night.
Nubby from the get-go was very active.
We built the Lego wheelchair, put some little truck wheels on the front, wrapped some gauze on it, and he just took off scooting across the floor. By about 2 to 3 weeks old, we were looking at Nubby saying, you're really going to make it. But he got aspirated pneumonia. He was still happy. You could tell that he was just a happy little guy, but he was sick, and I mean really sick.
He went into ICU. We almost lost him.
Every day, we'd go down there and see Nubby.
I've never seen him give up.
He got better. After that, then we really knew he was going to make it.
Merry Christmas, Nubby.
I'm sure he's not Mama.
I'm not a mama. Look at you. Oh, you're such a good boy. You're so gentle, Nubs.
I've never seen him act like this before.
Nubby, he's a dog that it doesn't matter how many legs he has, where he's at, he's just happy.
Nubby doesn't give up. So, I mean, he could, but that's not what Nubby does. It gives hope to a lot of people. Just because you have a limb difference, or just because you're different, period, doesn't mean that you don't have a quality of life, and he teaches that every single day.
Everybody was going to give up on him right away. He was just going to be, you know, cast aside because he had little nubs. How could he possibly thrive? How could he possibly have a good life, contribute, do anything? But there was an amazing couple that takes in a lot of dogs. They took him in. They took care of him. He slipped a couple times. He got sick a couple times. They were there for him the entire time. And he's thriving. And if it wasn't for those 1 or 2 people that didn't give up on him, God knows where he would have been. So don't give up on people or anything that you genuinely care about. And if you find someone that genuinely cares about you, that is once in a lifetime. You must do everything you can to protect that, and protect that person, and protect that bond. Because that is a once-in-a-lifetime thing that you get, and once-in-a-lifetime chance. And it's going to be hard, and messy, and difficult, and you're going to break down, and you're going to go to a mental institution. You're going to go to a mental institution, but you're going to come out of it, and you're still going to hopefully get stronger. And you can't do it alone. You can do a fuck ton of stuff alone, I promise you. But you really can't do everything alone. I'm not gonna lick this. It works. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. And don't judge me. Because you know you've done things too when you had nothing. And I'm not judging you for it. So, if you're gonna be your own judge, then stop judging yourself. Stop. That's what we have the world for. That's what we have society for. Alright, I'm gonna get going. Thanks a lot for watching this, guys, and I hope anything I said made some sense. I don't know, maybe even inspired you a little bit, even made you laugh a little bit, or chuckle. That's kind of the whole point of me documenting this. It's mostly for me. I'm not gonna lie, this is mostly for me. Because I need somebody to talk to. That's not the case. I'm actually going to therapy, you guys know. This definitely helps. And this isn't one of those like creepy confessionals that you see on those Crime Watch things, which I have been watching. I made a video saying don't watch those, and I've been watching them. I'm a complete hypocrite. I'm a complete hypocrite. Sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. The killer, or the person who's gonna be the killer, makes like a confessional, and it looks just like this before they go and like murder someone and put them in a suitcase. That is not what this is. That is not what this is. Disclaimer. Because if that were the case, then 48 Hours would, the production team would just be, thanks. This is to make me laugh. This is to communicate and just get my feelings and thoughts out there. And if it helps some one person watching this, great. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Bye, Fourth Wall. Bye, Internet.